Is Kamala Harris very, very afraid? Is authored by James Howard Kunstler via Kunstler.com. On many subjects important to public life today, vast numbers of people know the truth, and yet the official channels of information sharing are reluctant to admit it, Jeffrey Tucker said. You might wonder, as I do, whether Kamala Harris can even stay in the race until November 5th, based on her grim appearance in last week's interview with Dana Bash, slumped at the table of a crummy Georgia cafe under poor lighting, her trademark cackle suppressed. She looked psychologically wilted. Don't be surprised if late this week she catches COVID and has to postpone the September 10 debate with Donald Trump. Consider the depressing reality of her situation, lately cloaked by the fractal joy motif put out by her party's campaign spin doctors. First, the cabal running the White House and out of the campaign. Joe Biden, off stage like a broken vaudeville annoying audience with his tired antics, and then the same gang with Kamala onto stage, center stage by some mystical process that disregarded her lack of preparation, her proven unpopularity in the 2020 primaries, and her near invisibility in 3.5 years as vice president. For a couple of weeks, her head must have been spinning with sheer intoxication at the amazing turn of events. Who would not be amazed to find him or herself unexpectedly selected to run for president? But now, post the artificial hoopla of the convention, the dread steals in. If she was previously used to self-medicating with Chardonnay during irksome VP years, imagine pressure now on those campaign bus trips. She has a lot to be afraid of. She's not nimble of mind in the spotlight, and she knows it. When she tries to riff off anything off the cuff, all that comes out are laughable tautologies. She really does not know much about the world, even about simple geography, certainly not in the complex interplay of national interests. Her economic notions are a kind of frappuccino of processed Marxism sludge from Berkeley cafes, and if exposed regularly to even friendly reporters, she'd ignite howling embarrassment for herself and the party. And after all, there's her record, including hundreds of videos on the internet showing plainly the unstable policies she supports and how now has to pretend to dissociate from them. Lurking behind her is not only the American intel blob of dark forces and sinister figures, but an international blob made up of groups within a thorough Western civ, clearly working to bring it down. The Eurocrats wrecked their own countries, agriculture, the industry economies, while jailing their opponents, and the bankers looking to seize the collateral property channels, investment portfolios of a billion everyday citizens when the bond Ponzi scheme blows up, as it must. The WHO, steered by Bill Gates, seeking to to inject vaccines into everyone, and the Soros NGO legions working to subvert the public interest here. Now, NATO trying to start perhaps World War III. Kamala Harris surely understands, if she understands anything, that she has become their chosen pawn and is at their mercy. But they have no mercy. She should be afraid, especially of the Americans and that combine of higher ups in the CIA, the DOD, FBI, DHS, State Department, and God knows how many lesser-known agencies and back offices. That's in great danger if Mr. Trump happens to get elected despite the best efforts to rig things. Now, after all the trips laid on him, all the way up to attempted assassination, you can be sure that Trump will be coming after the cabal for committing real and serious crimes. They're running scared now, and despite the power seemingly at their command, nothing has availed so far to stop Trump's implacable march back into the Oval Office, where he could possibly succeed in turning the U.S. back into a functioning republic. Poor Kamala Harris is the wholly inadequate instrument to fend off this fate, and if she continues to perform badly, the blob might not hesitate to try getting rid of her. That might be the blob's last chance of stopping the election from happening altogether. The nation has never been in this predicament of having the head of a ticket resign in the home stretch of an election campaign. There's no provision in the Constitution for it, because there are no provisions in the Constitution for political parties per se. It would all be a kind of improv. And then, of course, America would be stuck with the unfit and incapable Joe Biden heading the government, at least until something else can be worked out. Maybe that working out would just be the final stage of what could be going on in motion. When John Brennan, Barack Obama, James Comey attempted to oust Trump with Russiagate. But they look for something, proven ability to serve as provisional president, maybe someone who has already been president, say Mr. Obama, voila, and fait accompli. And if he finds himself appointed rather than elected, he would not be in defiance of the 22nd Amendment. Okay, now try rethinking how scared Kamala Harris must be. And this is by James Howard Kunster on Zero Hedge by Tyler Durden. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.